Hey, I'm Eric Triplett, the Pond Digger from Helix Life Support Pond Filtration Systems. Today I'd like to introduce you to the award-winning Helix Pond Skimmer. Now the reason for its success is because it's simplistic, it's rugged, it's fish-friendly, and it's super efficient. I want to show you the nuts and bolts of how it all goes together today. I want to start with this debris basket. This debris basket's been used for about 50 years in the swimming pool industry, so we borrowed this technology and brought it into our pond world. This thing is responsible for 300 million pools in California alone. Now that says a lot to me because most backyard pools are bigger than their backyard ponds, and this is what's handling all the wind-blown leaf debris in there. Now the interesting thing is because of our design and this floating weir, you get a helical swirl of water coming through here. So once the leaf debris gets inside of here, it doesn't just kind of float around and get, stuck on the sides. It physically gets impacted and compressed in this chamber. So that's one of the reasons why we can get so much leaf debris in such a small, compact area. So that's the debris basket. I wanted to make sure you got a good look at that and explain how much it can hold. One of the things is, when we did this skimmer, we wanted to make sure it was automatic fill valve friendly. So many skimmers on the market that are available, they have malfunctioning autofills. They've tried to put them in there in places where it's behind the net or it's behind the filter pad. And so what happens is if that gets clogged, that influences the autofill to turn on. So your pond can be perfectly full of water and then all of a sudden it starts replenishing the pond because you've neglected the basket. So even if you neglect this particular skimmer, it doesn't matter because this can be totally clogged up and this won't be influenced by lack of maintenance, okay? So we're really proud to have an automatic fill valve that won't be influenced the wrong way. Now this floating weir is typically at about this angle here, and now with this large mouth opening, fish are allowed to come in, do a lap, and swim back out freely. The skimmers that are on the market today typically have a door that's right here. It's a floating door, and so when your pump gets turned on, the door pulls back. But as soon as the fish gets in past that door, it can't get out. And so that's when you run into trouble and you have a fish that might get stuck or trapped inside a skimmer and die. And so that's one of the success stories about this, is because the fish can enter and exit without any harm to them, okay? I do want to show you this guy. This guy's been customized for submersible pump applications. We wanted this skimmer to be incredibly friendly to external pumps and submersible pumps, but we wanted it to be compact as well. So we have a lot of people across the country that are pulling out their collapsing skimmers, or skimmers that are killing fish, or skimmers that have their autofills coming on, and we're using their existing pumps. We have a lot of specialty fittings, so we can get in there and we can put a lot of different pumps in there with these specialty fittings. So we want you to know that if you have a skimmer, we can use your pump and you can still replace an old skimmer with the Helix Pond Skimmer. This particular unit, we have the Overflow in this side, like I showed you on the autofill, but we have flat spots on both sides, so you can have both autofill and overflow on the same skimmer. So that's not a problem as well. Once again, they're customizable. We have this big flat spot opening back here. That flat spot opening is for entry points for plumbing. Typically, your filter pad would be sitting here. So pump chamber below, the filter pad, and then your debris basket would be sitting in this area. The floating weir is in this area. So that's why we're so stacked, so tall like this. I want you to notice that on this particular skimmer, we have the basket plate with a notch in it. That's where your cord's going to come out for a submersible pump, and then it flows out through a hole. We put the plug in there so no dirt and rocks and debris can fall back into the skimmer. I wanted to show you on this particular unit, we outfitted it with a blue Metallo filter pad. And once again, all the plumbing happens below that, so that pad's going to always stay nice and tight, won't have any holes in it for plumbing to come through because everything is going to be happening from below it. If you've experienced some of the problems that we've talked about today, like if you've lost a fish inside of a skimmer, or you have an automatic fill valve that's malfunctioning, or maybe your skimmer walls are starting to collapse and cave in and you know it's time for a new skimmer, the Helix Pond Skimmer is a perfect retrofit for you. If you connect with us, we can even make sure you have the right specialty fittings that are necessary so that you can use your existing pump. Now, if you're getting ready to design and build a new pond, whether it's a dedicated koi pond or a water garden, we would love the opportunity to help you. We're connected with a whole group of authorized retailers and specialty contractors across the nation. We're all set up to help the do-it-yourselfer or the person who wants one professionally installed. I want to thank you for taking the time today to learn more about our award-winning pond skimmer. I'm Eric Triplett from Helix Life Support Pond Filtration Systems. Thank you for watching.